Hello, welcome to Yema is Me. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today, I would like to talk about self sabotage. Um, I know I haven't dropped like a video, I think it may be a month. And, one of the reasons I did that is because of self sabotage. So, I think in my opinion, I believe it's a common behavior that most of us do, especially if you're somebody who procrastinates. Um, we're so much in, we care so much about detail, especially if you're a perfectionist like myself. You want things to be done specifically and perfectly. So if they're not going to be done that way, if things aren't going to be prepped that way, then you just don't want to do it. And so you'll say, "Oh, I'll do it next time. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it Monday. I'll do it Tuesday." And then these days come, and then guess what? When the day comes up, you like, I don't feel like doing it either. I'll do it next time. You know what? I'm not in the mood to do it. So it's better if I don't do it. And that actually is not a good idea at all either. So I wanted to read you the definition of self sabotage. I got this from Psychology Today. Psychology Today is one of those websites that you can be able to find licensed clinical social workers or mental health clinicians within your city, state, and zip code. They also have numerous articles about different types of research. Usually they're written by psychologists or child developmentalists or social workers. And for me, I am a human development and family studies major. So this was something that in my major, in undergrad, a source that our professors would use a lot when we would have discussions. So self-sabotage, it states, is any behavior that is creating problems in your daily life and interfering with your goals is labeled as self-sabotaging. Common self-sabotage behaviors include self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, self-harm, procrastination, and etc. And you see, I just spoke about self-sabotaging. But I want you to know that it is possible for you to, overcome self-sabotage. And one of the ways that you can stop it is, like I said, you have to stop avoiding completing your important tasks. Once you slow down with avoiding your important tasks, then you're going to be more aware that you are self-sabotaging yourself. Like, for me, an important task would be probably, let's say I'm applying to colleges and I'm working on my application essay, but I'm self-sabotaging because I put it in my agenda that I'm going to work on my application essay, every day for 30 minutes. But I don't work on it every day for 30 minutes. I might work on it one day out the week for 30 minutes. But if I decide that one week, okay, I have it assigned, I'm going to work on my application essay for 30 minutes, and I actually do it, and I do it the second day, and then I do it the third day, and then I'm like, damn, this is really important. Like, why was I ignoring everything? Why was I procrastinating so much? I'm like, that's a sign of self-sabotage, because I know that I want to get another degree, and I'm not going to be able to get another degree until I complete my application and submit it. So yeah, you notice it once you complete that task. You like, I've been sabotaging myself. I was been supposed to do this months ago. Another method that Psychology Today talks about, a method to help you, is to be aware when you begin to feel stressed, and write down what is the stress and how you can react to it. I think that's a good method to choose, because we do have many things that stress us out in a day, You could have daily stress, and then you could have recurring stress. And I do find it for myself, if I write it down in my journal and talk about what's stressing me out, I do feel a little bit more relieved. But sometimes that's all I do is write it down. I don't have a plan of how I'm going to fix it. And when I was in therapy in undergrad, which if you're in college yourself, most universities do offer some form of mental health counseling, therapy counseling. If you have health insurance through the school or through your parents or guardians, then you can sign up that way. But my former therapist, she would tell me, okay, you have these stressors you're telling me, and it's good that you're telling me, it's good that you're writing it down, but we tend to be stuck oftentimes when we write down our stressors. We don't have a plan of what we want to do. I know it might look like I'm not looking at the camera because I'm looking at the viewfinder, but she's like, we don't have a plan of what we want to do, or sometimes we have a plan and we don't act on it. So you need to write down your stress, and you need to write down how you're going to handle this. And what I want to not piggyback off, but also to dive deeper into it, it says figure out if your response is rooted in harmful beliefs, and train yourself to respond in a new way. So an example could be to create a new hobby or to exercise. So for me, I exercise mostly every week. I do. I try to exercise, 3 to 5 days a week, to be consistent. And I notice that is one way that I'm able to relieve stress. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm still not stressed out after I exercise. I am, but I just feel a little bit better if I'm lifting weights and if I'm doing cardio, because I feel as though I'm releasing some of that pent up aggression. And I don't want to just sit and be stressed and be angry, and my blood pressure is increasing. It's making my body stiff, causing me to develop arthritis. We have to find a way to release it. And what I want to get back into is my hobbies. One of my hobbies I like to do ceramics. One of my hobbies I like to do is listen to music. I used to read a lot. I stopped reading so much in undergrad and after I graduated. I think that's something we need to do because we get so stuck. Yeah, we just get so stuck in this life that we're in. This sometimes life be feeling like a hellhole. You know what I'm saying? And when you're just so focused on what is going wrong and you don't have anything to release that toxic and negative energy, it does make you sick. And that's where, like it says, those harmful beliefs start coming in. Those hobbies too, they bring us happiness. So that's important for us to bring those back into our life, even as adults. I'm a millennial, I'm a late 90s baby, and we always talking about like adulting is hard, and it is hard. And I feel like it's even harder when all you do is go to work and you come home and like all you do is sit down and eat or watch TV. It's going to be even worse. You're just going to be going to work, eating, watching TV, sleeping, and doing it all over again. So we gotta find a hobby. Another method, the article states, is becoming more aware of your self-doubt and beliefs. Train yourself to have thought awareness. Write down that emotion, then record what was on your mind before that. We have to all work on being more aware of what we're thinking. There's this video that I saw on Instagram. It was Angie Martinez interviewing Portia from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she said that whenever she starts to have negative thoughts, she tells herself, shut the F up. And it's funny, and Martinez started laughing. But I'm like, that is so true. Like, you really do need to become aware of what you're thinking. And sometimes you do have to tell yourself that. Like, even before I saw that video, I remember a couple of years ago, I just woke up in the morning. Like, woke up one morning. I needed to get dressed so that I could get prepared for work. And I work in ED patient registration. So it's a high stressful environment. And I remember I was thinking, I gotta go to this damn job. And when I go to work, it's gonna be so busy today. I'm gonna constantly be on my feet. My neck, my back is gonna be hurting. And then I was just like, you know what? I was like, shut up. I'm not dealing with this today. And I was telling myself this: shut up. I'm not dealing with this today. I'm not dealing with all this negativity. I don't need this nonsense. Like, I don't need to hear this crap. And I said my prayers, and I had like a better day. Now, granted, it wasn't less busy. It was busy, but I was able to manage it better today. I just had a better day. Like, I just was a little less stressed, a little less doubtful. I knew what the day was going to bring, and I was just like, I'm not about to give myself all these negative beliefs. Like, I just now woke up. Why am I saying this to myself? Why do we wake up and we're automatically negative once we wake up, but when we sleep in, sometimes we're peaceful? So we have to train our thoughts and how we respond to that. I definitely want to say that. So, I've been actually, you won't believe when I wrote these notes. I wrote these notes in May of last year. Okay, so that in itself was a self-sabotage. I was already procrastinating. What does it say? Why do you procrastinate? People do this when it's time to work on a task because it causes them anxiety. So when you delay the task, you are delaying those unsettling emotions. And you are willing to do that even if it means not accomplishing long-term goals. Yes, that is the truth. That is very much the truth. We are anxious, we are afraid, and so we are just like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. I'm just not going to do it. I'll just do this another day. And then the other day comes and you still don't want to do it. And this is a damn goal of yours. Like, I know it's a goal of mine for me to upload videos consistently, be able to make my channel monetize and be able to make money off of YouTube. And how am I going to do that if I am procrastinating so much, if I am self-sabotaging so much? So, yeah, I'm talking to you, and I'm also talking to myself. So I hope that this video helps you. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for tuning into Yama Is Me. I am working on being on more consistent. I keep saying that all the time, but life be lifing. So sometimes you just are in a bad mood and you don't want to record a video. But maybe I'll start recording videos when I'm in a bad mood. It sounds crazy, but maybe that's just what's best. Like, it's better for me to record the video, tell you what I'm going through, and upload it. And at least I'm being honest and real with you. So I would like to say, yes, please like, comment, subscribe, share. I just, well, not just, but just a couple of months ago, I created my own website where I'm selling my own personal hair vendor list. And this is something that I would like, to do, and to be able to make money off of digital products, and also to move on, to better and other things as well, and expand on that. And I will also be leaving that link in my bio. So thank you for tuning in. It was a pleasure talking to you all. All right, you guys have a good rest of your day.